Okay, let's have a look at the winner of the draw for the essay review and scoring. So this is number 50 of the series. As you know, we have been doing this introduction correction series now for quite a while. I think it's about a year now. Anyway, we're up to number 50, so not too bad. So we randomly chose this essay here. So the topic: at the present time, the population of some countries includes a relatively large number of young adults compared with a number of older people. Do the advantages of this situation outweigh the disadvantages? So I'm going to be referring to our adapted version of the public criteria, the official band descriptors. I'm going to be referring to these in my comments. Okay. First things first. Word count. 284. Okay, not too bad. Nowadays, as a result of human progress, the population of mankind has been soaring. Okay, well, where does it say that? Nowhere. Okay. In this regard, the population of youngsters is higher than the elderly in some countries. Okay, that sentence is good. In my opinion, this trend brings more disadvantages, which are what? So, in terms of introduction, it's always a good idea to directly and clearly answer the question. So, sentence one, we don't need it. You don't need this kind of general statement. Just simply get to the point, like in sentence two. And this trend brings more disadvantages, presumably, than advantages, which are what? Okay. One of the main arguments against, well, it's not an argument against. It's not asking this. It's not. Should we have a large population of young people? It's not about that. It's asking. This is a situation. In some countries, there's a lot of young people compared with older people. What, do the particular advantage of this outweigh the disadvantages? So here you say this trend brings more disadvantages. Okay, so let's have a look. But you would need to have advantages and disadvantages and show which side is a stronger side. One of the main arguments against a large population of young people in the country is limited number of job opportunities. Well, it's not an argument against, it's a fact. It's asking, what's the disadvantage? And as a result, the rate of unemployment is usually high in these nations. Who says so? What nations are you talking about? What kind of jobs? What are you talking about? Furthermore, due to a shortage of job openings, there is a greater competition among youngsters for finding a job, which may cause frustration because a considerable number of people cannot find a job. Okay, it's kind of the same thing. Moreover, the high young population requires some facilities of healthcare services, which puts a financial strain on the government. Well, old people need healthcare too. Maybe not education. For example, the Japanese government built a large number of schools in response to a growing population in the 70s. While these schools have become empty recently, well, why would they become empty? You've just said that if there's a lot of young people in a country, so why wouldn't? So I'm not sure what this example is supposed to be proving. Japan's government could build some essential infrastructure instead of use of schools. Governments, but what does this have to do with anything? You're talking about right. Why didn't you simply say the advantages are blah blah blah? However, the disadvantages are blah blah blah. So, one of the main arguments against a large population of young people is one of the disadvantages about having a large number of young people is a limited number of job opportunities. Who says so? What does that mean? What countries? What unemployment? What are you talking about? A simple assertion is not an argument. Due to the shortage of job openings, where, what kind of jobs? Great competition among youngsters for finding a job, which may cause frustration because people cannot find a job. That's kind of a circular argument. Healthcare, education, and so on. So, why did you mention health care when your example, which has nothing to do with anything, is about education? It's not about education, it's about building schools and infrastructure. I'm not really sure what that is supposed to prove. Last but not least, and why do we have 4 ideas in a paragraph? You need one main idea a paragraph, right? So what's this? 1, 2, what's this? Moreover, last but not least, why do we have 4 separate, completely unrelated ideas in a paragraph? And that's quite long as a paragraph. Again, governments will face financial crises when these young people get old, because government should provide pension and some facilities related to aged people, namely nursing homes. Well, again, what's that got to do with the advantages outweighing the disadvantages? I'm not really sure what this essay is talking about. Admittedly, having a noticeable number, of youngsters, we don't need an article, has limited advantages. Firstly, these governments do not require any foreign experts. Why don't they? It depends what you're talking about. Experts in what? Or skilled workers? Well, again, just because you've got a lot of young people in a country, what's that got to do with foreign experts or skilled workers? There are some industrialized countries, include in Canada, who attract plenty of immigrants due to a lack of local workforces. Well, that's not true. That's not why they go there. In other words, these countries do not depend on other countries, which has got what to do with the topic? What's that got to do with some countries? There's more young people than old people, right? Some countries, more old people than young. Do the advantages of having more young people outweigh the disadvantages of having less old people? So, what does this have to do with that? What does this have to do with that? Nothing that I can see. In conclusion, the disadvantages of a large number of youngsters outweigh the advantages because there are not enough job opportunities. Who says so? What jobs? What countries? And these countries, who, where, why, what, when, may encounter financial difficulties. How? Because of what? Because of how? So, okay, let's take a look. Criteria time. Do. Fully address all parts of a task? No. Fully develop position? No. All parts addressed? No. Clear? No. All parts well developed? Clear, well developed position? No. Half of the time I'm not even sure what you're talking about. Clear position? No. Some parts maybe. I think it was more about the disadvantages and the advantages. Directly relevant position? No, not at all. Relevant main ideas? Well, I don't think so. What does this have to do with anything? How are these main ideas? Partly and completely right. I think I think 5 task. Response, I don't think you get anything more. It's not as bad for 4, but I don't think it's a 6. Unclear, 6 or 5. I'll be overly generous, 6, though the examiner would probably give it 5. Okay. Cohesion attracts no attention. Well, it certainly does when you've got all these discourse markers. One, furthermore, moreover, last but not least. That certainly draws attention. So, logical sequence of information, no. No, you've got that massive paragraph 2, which is huge. Then you've got a very small one for the opposite side, so that doesn't really work. Clear central topic, no. Logical sequence, no. Appropriate use, no. Right. Mechanical use. When you've got things like, one, furthermore, moreover, last but not least, that's what the examiner would consider mechanical use. That's what the examiner would consider mechanical usage. Reference and substitution, central topic, I think. Well, again, I'll be generous. I'll give it 6. Examiner may not see things quite the same way as I do. But the cohesion, when you've got one film, you need one main idea, a paragraph, one main idea, properly developed, clear central topic, one main idea, not 4, not 3, not 2, 1. You've got 4 in the paragraph. That doesn't work. Lexis. Wide range of vocab, fluently. Let's have a look. Well, vocab's not too bad. We've got some good use of youngsters, high young population, young people. So there's lots of paraphrasing. That's quite good. Young people, youngsters. I think the vocab's not too bad here. Uncommon items, it's not too bad. Lexical resource, some appropriacies. Vocab's good. I don't have a problem with that. I give it 7. Lexical resource. Let me check again. Might give it more. Actually, no, I think the vocab's good. I would give it 8. Vocab is pretty good. So, 668. Now, the grammar. Well, appropriate, accurate, wide range of structures. Let's have a look. The grammar's not bad here at all. Grammar's pretty good. Article. Grammar's not bad at all. Errors are not, majority of sentences without an error. Errors minimal. Few errors, complex structures. I would give it 7. It's not bad at all. I would give it 7. So, what do we have? 6, 6, 7, 7. So 12, 14, 28. Is that right? Hang on. 6 and 6 is 12. 14, sorry. 26. I'm terrible at mathematics. So 26, what's that? 13, 6.5. So 6.5. Now that's if the examiner is in a good mood. It's possible the examiner may give you 5 and 5 for task, response and cohesion, in which case you probably get 6. But I would give this I'll be generous, I'll give it 6.5. The examiner would probably say 6. because of those reasons. Because the paragraphing, we've got the nonsensical examples. I'm not really sure what they mean. I'll be generous. I'll give it 6.5, but I believe the examiner would give it 6. So what do you need to do? Well, introduction. You don't need that. Give some brief idea where the essay is going. Too many ideas in a paragraph. If it's outweigh, you only need 2. One advantage is outweighed by 2 disadvantages. You don't need 4. 2. You need to properly develop your position with fully extended, well-supported ideas. Again, fully developed directly answers the question. Right? Relevant, well-supported, clear. So you can see these key words. When you've got 4 main ideas in a paragraph, you cannot develop it. Well, develop then your ideas. You simply cannot. So it's far too vague. A limited number of opportunities. Okay. What jobs, what opportunities, what nations, what country, what competition, what are you talking about? And this example is an example of nothing. And then you've got this last idea that's not developed at all. And this one, I think I'm actually now I think I'm being overly generous. I think the examiner for task, response, and cohesion will probably give you 5. But again, I'm in a generous mood. But it's very close to 5 or 6. So that's what you need to work on. Now the lexis and the grammar are good. These are good. But it's just task, response, cohesion. These are the areas which you need to improve. So, there you go. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some idea of what you need to improve. Okay. See you next time for introduction number 51, and we'll choose a winner for that set of introductions also. See you later.